Good morning. It's Monday, January 2025. And I am blessed to have count them two, Norton heads on my bench, upon my bench. And this one came from Fred, and he's been completely stripped. And I'm just waiting to take him to the machinist, which will probably happen tomorrow because I think today's a holiday. So he is sitting here. I'm going to have him planed flat, or skimmed flat, or machined flat, or something other, lapped flat. Anyway, get this guy 100% flat. And I've got 4 new valves for him, so I'll have the machinist cut the valve seats and fit the valves to the seats. I also bought 4 new slightly oversized valve guides, and I will leave it up to the machinist to decide whether or not it's worth putting them in. If he has feel and fondle, I think they're fine personally, but let's have the machinist give me his opinion and maybe put 4 new guides, 4 new valves, and cut the seats and fit the valves into the head. So that's for Fred. Okay, so he's ready to go. This head came off the black Norton. Can you see the black Norton? No, probably not. That's this bike here. And I took that head off of him yesterday or the day before. And there was a whole big video, very long video taking that off. So this head is from that bike. And once I get it, I'm going to strip it down right now. What I'm going to do is pull the studs out of the bottom to get the lay flat. I'll pull those studs, then I'll pull the rocker shafts out, and then I will pull the rockers out completely. Then I'll take the valves out, and I'll do multiple videos on that so as not to bore you for the next few hours. So first thing, let's get my magic stud pullers and pull those out. All right, keep those with the head bolts. Now I will pull these out, and don't you know, they've got really nice Allen head covers. They're very nice. Ooh, rats. Let's see if I can find one that'll fit it. Hark, okay. I've ordered new valves and new gaskets so all of that will be replaced when I put it back together. And I'm going to put the rockers in the intakes when I get it all back. But I'm going to leave the rockers out of the exhaust to see if it makes it any easier to put the push rods in to line them up. So that's what I plan on doing if I remember. So I don't really reuse gaskets. I will stick these in my gasket box. One of those, one of those situations where you got everything sealed up and you're shy one gasket. Well, in order to avoid a 10-day wait while I order one, I might occasionally reuse a good gasket. But I don't normally do that. Okay. All right. That's enough. I'm going to take this thing, this head, and stick it in the oven, warm it up to about 200 and some odd degrees, and bring it out here. Then I'll pull these rocker shafts out. So I'll be back after I warm it up. Okay, I'm back. Got the head nice and warm. Nice and warm. Not overly warm, but warm enough. So I'm going to, what I do with, these are paper towels that have been used once. I fold them over, let them dry on the counter, bring them out here to use them in the shop. You know, if you wipe your hands or wipe up a drip, why throw the thing away? So I bring them out here and use them again for nasty work. Okay. Special tool for pulling these shafts out. Then you tighten this. I think it's a 3/4. Let's try it. I'll bet you a buck. We can do this. Be interesting to try. I've never done this. Let's give it a shot and see what happens. It's not going to be deep enough. That was neat. I'll be darned. That was fast. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Something's, maybe I've messed up my tool. Maybe that was not a good idea. I don't see why not. Goes in those okay. Huh. Maybe it's not the tool. Goes in that okay. But these over here, definitely messed up. Hmm. These are thread chasers. And what you can use them for is cleaning threads, finding the right one that fits, like that. And using it, 26. And it'll clean up threads that might be slightly boogered. Buggered, messed up. Let's see if that makes it any better. Definitely. It's not the shaft. Okay. I'm going to take these few threads completely off of here. All right, let's see how this goes. I shortened it by about 4 or 5 threads. Okay. Okay. That shaft is just hand tight. The shaft is actually turning. Okay. Well, let's pull it out of there. Well, I think it's turning in there, is what's happening. Let's do this by hand. Okay. The head rockers are out. Let's pull these off. All right. Ready to pop the valves out. Well, this will be an interesting experience. I've got the tripod sitting on the bench, shooting down on the valve spring tool. And let's see if you can actually see what I'm doing here, whether or not I have to. Let's see, I'm working over here on the back side of the head. So this is not going to be the right view for you to see how this works. Let's think on this. What you need to be able to see is inside there, and that doesn't do it, does it? Okay, let's try from the other angle. Let's change the angle of the dangle and see what happens. If we come around here, see, now I can't see what you're seeing. If you're seeing anything at all. Now the camera light's in the way. That's not bad. Put the light up here. Zoom out a little. The other out, your other out, Frank. Oh, that's kind of cool. So basically I'm going to compress that spring and then use a small magnet to pull the keepers out. It's pretty simple. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. If you've ever done it, go get a cup of coffee, take a break because it gets boring real quick. Don't panic. Come on, keepers, pump loose. There we go. It's so much fun trying not to get in your way. And it's just not going to work. No matter what you do, I get in the way of the camera. There's one keeper. And there's the other keeper. We're working on the left intake. Let's put that over there. All right, now we can just take this valve out. Bring the camera over here so you can see, hopefully. Can you see what I see? There it is. Working with a tripod on a bench, it's an experience. So this valve is free right now. Two springs, inner, outer, bottom cup, top keeper. This is the left intake, so I'll put the stuff over here with the LI group. And notice here, this is a rubber oil seal, and notice that it's really loose. It's, yeah, okay, maybe it wasn't loose. Maybe I pulled it loose. Never mind. Let's get that valve out of the way. Valve feels good. Dirty, but I don't know if you can see this. Dirty, but not burned. The edges are good. We'll clean it, lap it, and see how it goes. Then I'll let the machinist tell me what he thinks. Left intake. Let's get this oil seal off. You put oil seals on the intake valves, but not the exhaust. Intakes are under vacuum, so it sucks oil down there if you don't have oil seals on it. Exhaust is under pressure, so you don't need oil seals on the exhaust valves. So that's how you take valves out. That's interesting. I've got a full complement of everything, and here's an extra. Huh. Love it when I find extra parts inside things. Okay, I'm going to take the rest of these valves out now. I won't make you watch that because it gets real boring real fast. But let's see if I can take this up in the air, play a helicopter, spin it around, and show you what we've got on the bench so far. Here's all the parts. Carefully, I'll put those in separate Ziploc bags just to keep them straight. And I'm going to take the rest of these valves out now. It's a few minutes before 11 o'clock. And I thought I'd do a little show and tell. Here's the head completely stripped. I will wash it down a little bit more to get the residual oil out of it. Give it to the machinist to be planed, machined, skimmed, whatever we want to call it. And the valves reseated. These are the rockers up here, left, left, right, right, with its spring clips or springs and flat washers. Your valves, bottom of the spring holders. Notice the exhaust have heat washers underneath of the spring holders because it's hot over there. And over here we have oil seals on the tops of the intake valves because they suck oil down the shaft if you don't have them there, and the bike will smoke. That's why I took all this apart to make sure that these were good. I'm going to replace them anyway. I've ordered new ones. So they're going to get replaced. And probably all the valves are going to just be cleaned and reseated into the seats, and the seats touched up. Once the mechanic gets his hands on this, he'll tell us. But anyway, this is a nice little show and tell. All these bits and pieces over here will be wire wheeled and cleaned before it goes back together. So that's it for today, because I have a client picking up the yellow bike in a little while, and I got to get ready for him.